welcome to my channel, or welcome back, loyal viewers. I'm Kerry, the nosy housefrau, and if you are new here, please do consider subscribing. I have a lot of mouths to feed, and one of them's a raccoon. Long story. Today I'm going to be sticking my nose in on the piping hot tea that is a Jeffree Starr scandal. That's right. Let's see. Jeffree Starr is involved in a scandal this week. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Make that 15 scandals. Doesn't it feel like it? How in the middle of a pandemic is this guy such front page news? Other beauty gurus have nothing going on. We're talking scraping the bottom of the barrel here for drama. This week, Jaclyn Hill's biggest problem was deciding whether or not to do makeup or munchies. I want to film something makeup related in the next 3 days. But I'm also dying to film a video with all the best snacks that I've created, healthy and unhealthy. I have so many, too many for IG stories, I think. So which one do I post first? We're gonna get through this together, Jaclyn. And here was James Charles's biggest scandal of the week. James Charles tweeted, "Oh my God." When E! News had tweeted out, James Charles farted at least 50 times while filming Instant Influencer finale. I was so surprised to get wind of that.
Oh my God!
See, if he had had one of Jaclyn's healthy snacks, maybe nobody would call him the Instant Inflatulencer. Grow up, Kerry. My point is, nobody has anything going on, and I count at least 5 scandals, and I use the term scandal loosely, that Jeffree has going on right now on top of his launch. Coincidence or not, I don't know, we could talk about that, but usually somebody would have one, right, if they were just trying to promote their stuff and stay on the front page, but no, Jeffree has at least 5 separate things going on right now. Nobody else has all of this drama. He's a busy guy. Jeffree Starr has so much going on right now, it's like watching somebody spin dishes on sticks. Yeah, this is going to be a two-parter. So I'll start with the controversy surrounding Jeffree's new launch of his palette, his announcement of Cremated. He has a new palette called Cremated. It looks a little bit like a mausoleum, like marble, and it is called Cremated. It's got Jeffree's face on it. You've probably heard of this already. The controversy is a lot of people feel it is in poor taste given the fact that we are in the middle of a pandemic and some of us are dropping like flies. This made it make people think he should have held off, launched it later, changed the name, etc. I probably have an unpopular opinion about this, but of course I had to start with a joke and tweet out that he could name it his next palette after his reputation, Buried. Oh, there is some salt in my sath. Now please don't come for me, but I don't have a problem with this. I put it this way in a tweet. I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's macabre, sure, but it's on brand for Jeffree. We don't need to tippy-toe around a death theme because of COVID. Death was always a part of life. Still not going to buy it, but I don't fault him on that. Now, do I like the colors in that palette? Yes, I do. I know a lot of people think there are redundant colors. It looks different in different lighting, but something about Jeffree's palettes, it reminds me of Controversy in that it looks underwhelming, and then when you get it in your hands, it's really good stuff. And of course, his eyeshadow is quality, but I don't really like Jeffree Starr anymore, and I'll tell you why. Because something else happened. And I asked a few people because I wanted to know if this was really him. He went into a live stream for that rapper Takeshi 6 whatever. I'll put it up here. He went into his live stream and said, "Shantae, you stay." Somebody tweeted this out, and I thought, that can't be. And sure enough, I knew some people who had been in the stream, and they said they clicked on it to make sure it went to his channel or that it was him, and it did link to his account. Jeffree Starr was fanning over this guy. And I'm going to ask you to Google him, because mama gotta feed a raccoon. I can't afford to get have Count D. Monet visit me every time I upload, especially in a pandemic. So I'll put the picture up here. If you're not aware of who this person is, He's horrible. He's subhuman. And I mean, the nicest things I can tell you he's done are horrible. And this is somebody that Jeffree was fanning over again. Jeffree, who spent all of this time saying that he denounces all of those people from his past. This was recent. And I'll tell you what, I found it really disgusting. I've heard from people that Jeffree's really trying to improve his life and he's really trying to do better. And I hope that's the case. I really do. Because what are you doing supporting and endorsing the scourge of the earth like that guy? I mean, everything that Jeffree tried to deny was erased when he showed support of this person. I would love to hear that there's some misunderstanding and it didn't happen, but I have a feeling it's going to be one of those situations where he can just say it was photoshopped. I believe the people I know who were in that live stream and checked to see if it was really him. And it does sound like something he would say too, Shantae, you stay. I don't know. We'll see if he even addresses it. I don't even know. But that just was the final nail in the coffin in keeping with the theme. And I just thought, what is wrong with you? What kind of person do you have to be to even want anything to do with somebody like that? He's a disgusting, vile human being. He has done horrific things. Google it if you don't believe me. I can't imagine anybody thinking it's okay to be a fan of him. And it just shows you how much he doesn't care what his reputation is. Okay, I want to tell you something that really burnt my toast, and I'm taking a chance here, so I'm going to speak in code. You know, Count de Monet is listening and waiting to swoop in. But this guy's last name, his real last name is Hernandez. And in that live stream where he's talking, he is saying the N-word every other word. And he really offended a lot of people of color. Is this somebody that Jeffree needs to lionize in any way? Why would you want to be associated with him when you've been telling people for a decade that you're not the R word? I'm not going to say. I don't get it. The world has become bizarre. Okay, so if anyone has any information that is to the contrary of what I just said, please put it in the comments and I'll gladly pin it. I'd love to find out that, in fact, Jeffree did not support this person by some miracle, and then the world would make a little more sense again. So we may get back to that at some point, but moving right along, another huge thing that happened is 3 people who had videos up about Jeffree had them removed because of a privacy complaint. 2 of them got the same letter. One of them got a different one, and that person is Paige. I'm going to link her video below her live stream. Paige discovered this just before she went live when YouTube prevented her from doing so by sending her this notification that said she had to acknowledge this privacy complaint, that her video had been taken down and she had to go through the rigmarole of looking at, why you'd never do this and the rules, etc. She had to go through red tape. The weird thing is, the letter about privacy complaint wasn't what you would normally see. It was different. There was no timestamp. There was no mention of who made this complaint, and there was nothing in which she could counterclaim. It was bizarre, and the video is in fact gone. She was definitely blindsided. And this is bad for all of us, because if a stan can take down a video, if that's what happened, then this would make it much easier for trolls and haters to make content creators have a much harder time. So we all have to protect that. There has to be a better system in place so that the protocol protects everybody. She has a right to face her accuser, right? And if it's the only person that could have had a privacy complaint in that video was Jeffree, and that made Paige feel that Jeffree may be the person who was behind it. That, in my opinion, that doesn't necessarily mean that's him. He has 18 million followers, and stans get cuckoo. I don't know that she's wrong. I mean, he does have a launch. It could be that he's going around protecting his rep, but I think that's not the simplest answer. I think it is either a YouTube problem, or YouTube may be doing some proactive algorithm that detects a privacy complaint in advance, but I don't think so. I think the most likely answer, Occam's razor, is that it's a stan or just a griefer. Remember that term griefer, trolling in the older sense. Somebody who just wants to mess with you. It could be that. I don't think that Jeffree would take the time to do that. I don't know, though. What do I know? If you had told me 2 weeks ago that he would have been supporting somebody like that guy that I showed you earlier, I would have said, no, that's got to be a mistake. That's why I still can't wrap my brain around it. But so I can't say definitively that that's not what's going on. Time will tell, and hopefully this will get reinstated. But it's very disturbing that 3 different people, and one was a very small channel, and I'll put up some of the tweets about it if anybody wants to look up these threads on Twitter. But it's just very bizarre that this happened, and very, very unfair to a content creator. Now, she had said she already made her money off of it, etc. So it wasn't about that. And I totally see where she's coming from when she says it's worse that you silenced me versus, just taking, money. Just silencing someone is really, really taking power away. So I could see why she would feel that way. And she was saying that because she had mentioned DMs in that video, that she felt that she should be bound by UK law. Well, Paige, if you see this, I can tell you that in the United States, you do not have protection when you send emails and DMs. It is not illegal for a person to publish them. They are not protected. You are not protected. Audio is a different thing. But emails, DMs, people, you have no legal recourse if you think that somebody has outed something personal like that. Morally, I'll leave that up to all of you. But in terms of the law, you did not break the law, even in the United States. So that is another reason that it is ridiculous. I tweeted out to YouTube, please say this isn't so. This is getting ridiculous. It's just becoming harder and harder for people to vlog when we can't say anything, we can't do anything, and then when we do, our hands are so tied that our videos can now get removed for the most trivial of things. Now, because drama waits for no woman, I wasn't fast enough to get the tweet and delete thing that Jeffree does, but he did respond, and to paraphrase, he basically said that she could have reached out to him and asked, but I guess this earns her more money. His go-to response, I guess the rent is due. This will probably unfold pretty quickly, so we'll see. Stay tuned. Part 2 is coming tomorrow. There may even be a wardrobe change. Probably not, because if I sleep in it, it's pajamas. Well, if you've watched this far, I so appreciate you, and I hope you will return tomorrow as we continue to wade through the muck and the mire that is the Jeffree Starr drama. It's a cluster fun. I'll hand this to the guy. He is not boring. So, thank you so much, and until next time, Hausfrau out.